Okay, today we're going to talk about motivation and ADHD. Okay, I'm sure you've tried discipline, planners, hype, motivational videos, David Goggins. This time will be different. Morning routines, and yet you still struggle to stay consistent and follow through. So we're going to talk about why motivation fails with ADHD and what actually works instead. We want to understand how our brain works and build systems to support it. Motivation was never designed for ADHD brains. Motivation assumes that we have stable dopamine, predictable energy, delayed rewards, linear progress, and consistent emotional regulations, which ADHD brains struggle with this. What motivation is? Motivation is dopamine plus clarity and emotional safety. Motivation can come in waves. Motivation is interest-based, not importance-based. Motivation, when you're motivated when something is new, when it's urgent, when it's challenging, or emotionally charged. You're not motivated during routines, something boring, predictable, something that requires long-term effort. This explains why most people start out strong and then burn out, why they can't stick to habits. A few years ago, I started a new habit. I was trying to ROMWOD, which is basically like range of motion stretching. And I even asked for, let me get out of frame, a special mat to stretch on. Okay, I got it for Christmas, which is awesome. And I was all hyped, and I was able to start stretching at night. I did fairly good for about 6 months to almost a year, and then we started having kids. My nighttime routine got thrown off, and personally, I've never liked stretching, so I stopped that habit. I've never really gained it back. Recently this year I started jujitsu, and sometimes on Mondays I'll stretch it out. Okay, now we're going to talk about the ADHD motivation crash cycle. Okay, this is pretty cool, honestly. These 10 things, I'm going to list them above. The cycle is, most people with ADHD live in, you get inspiration, your dopamine spikes, you have big plans, you overcommit to them, your energy drops, you're overwhelmed, you avoid, shame happens, self-criticism, and then you repeat the cycle. This hurts so much because you're doubting yourself, you're not trusting your word, you're internalizing failure, you feel like you're broken or not enough. But the problem isn't you, the problem was your motivation. ADHD is not a motivation disorder, it's a dopamine regulation disorder. Dopamine controls starting tasks, sustaining effort, feeling rewarded, and your ability to transition between tasks. In ADHD, there's a low baseline, faster drop off, and you need frequent stimulation. Craving novelty over intensity. Okay, this is why deadlines work, crisis work, urgency works, consequences work. Being bored can kill your progress. Willpower fails with ADHD because willpower assumes that you have a calm nervous system, emotional regulation, executive functioning, and you can delay gratification. With ADHD brains, they fatigue faster, burn through willpower quickly, struggle with task initiation, and become overwhelmed easily. So when you rely on willpower, you exhaust yourself, consistency collapses, shame builds. Willpower is a finite source, and ADHD drains it faster. Okay, I've heard, I can't remember who said it, but it was like we all have like 100 tokens of attention each day. Make sure you put them towards the things that you care about. that's kind of how I feel about this willpower thing. So now what actually is gonna help with this? What actually works? If I can't be motivated, how can I get it to work? First thing is systems beat motivation all day, every day. Know your workouts that you're going to do every week. Have the same breakfast daily, the same lunch daily. My coworkers literally make fun of me because I've made the same lunch for like 7 years straight. Know when you're going to do your walking. Have visual habit trackers. Have your watches. Have your gym bag ready. When the system is clear, your brain relaxes. Okay, when the system is clear, your brain relaxes. And the key is you want to reduce friction. Every step kills action. Okay, we can ask ourselves, what is the first step to whatever I'm trying to do, to working out, to going on the walk? And we also need to ask ourselves, what will interfere with that? Okay, we want to build dopamine into the process, so you have to reward yourself. With ADHD, you need immediate rewards. This includes things like turning your music on when doing dishes. I like to have music when I'm walking the dog, during workouts, podcast while walking, tracking streaks. Okay, I track my cold plunges, I track my workouts, I track the books I read, I track the steps I take. You gotta make it a game. Okay, gamify it. Then you kind of want to have, we call it creating good days, because perfection can kill consistency. Okay, so you want to be able, it's okay if I only read for 10 pages or one chapter and I don't get through my book. It's okay if I only ride a bike for 20 minutes instead of going on a 6-mile run. The key is to add if you showed up, you won. Okay. Also, we want to use it as an identity, not an emotion. You need to tell yourself your identity outlasts motivation. So what I tell myself personally is I say, I'm the fittest dad in the neighborhood. Nobody's fitter than me. I'm strongest. I'm the fittest therapist at work. Those are some things I tell myself. Motivational replacements for ADHD. Structure, routine, environment, accountability, tracking, movement, rest. Motivation is unreliable. Systems are dependable. Stop fighting your brain and work with it. This will decrease shame, improve confidence, consistency will improve, your ADHD will feel manageable when you stop fighting your brain and you start working with it. Remember, motivation is unreliable, systems are dependable. Thank you for watching. Again, if you have ADHD, understand you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not unmotivated. You may just be using the wrong tools. Okay? Remember, motivation isn't the answer. Systems are. Systems are dependable. If this video helped, like and subscribe. More content coming weekly.
Together.
Hit it.
Dad, dad, dad. No, you do it.
La-di-da-di-do.
Tuga, 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 tuga.